Good afternoon, and welcome to what is our final community club showcase for this season. We have ourselves. It's about closing time, so we have our last helping of Mom Spaghetti coming up here. My name's Vitasia. I'm joined on the mic with Plumeria. How are we doing today, Plumeria?
Oh, we're doing great. How are you doing, Vitasia?
Really excited for, of course, the club season and Mom Spaghetti wrapping up, getting ready for our full tournament season coming up, and give ourselves a little bit of a breather beforehand. But we got one more helping of spaghetti to serve up here, and always fun with Mom Spaghetti with how chaotic these objectives can get. We have 4 boss hunts, 3 character checks, not a ton of objectives that we actually like key items we have to find.
Yeah, it's really gonna come down to where the characters and the bosses are. They could all be on the moon, or they could just all be on the overworld, and the seed is done before you know it, right?
Absolutely. Remember, Mom Spaghetti Club is only 5 of these objectives have to be completed to win the game. We don't even have to get to zero miss. So this could theoretically be very, very quick. Man, that Earth crystal is going to be very attractive. In addition to being an objective, there's 2 characters up there and then 2 boss hunts. That Earth crystal is just an immediate go there, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. With the Omnidextrous flag, especially, we're gonna be seeing, the treasury as a really good place to go. We'll probably find some tier 5 and tier 6 loot that'll probably enable us to just go through the rest of the game with no problems with whatever characters we manage to pick up along the way.
Absolutely. Normal Mom Spaghetti Club seeds go anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes, so these are relatively short seeds for the free enterprise community. That being said, we are dusting off the community races, and we're finalizing the schedule for those in preparation for our fall tournament. So, for those of you out in the community, if you would like to, please join us over on our Discord. We're accepting volunteers to help us with the community races and as well for the tournament. So feel free to join us over on our Discord. We have a hook start, Tella and Palom. Uh, okay.
Yeah, it's Palom's a great character. With we do have K Mayab on, so we do kind of want a sweeper, maybe if we do need that darkness crystal. And we need to check out some of the underground monster box chests. So, not a bad character to start with. Tella's, he's not going to be too great right off the bat here.
Well, the mitigating factor, of course, as you mentioned earlier, is that omnidextrous flag, which lets anyone equip any equipment in any slot. So it's really just finding a decent melee weapon. If you find some caster gear, throw that on Palom. But Tella might even be better suited for swinging a hard sword or two and just letting them go to town.
Yeah, his multipliers are bad though. So with the tier 6 max, with the T wild setting, we might not find gear that really lets him swing too hard, but he'll get the job done. So, it'll probably be okay.
It'll be fine. A little bit of gear here and there. I think I saw a Charm Rod. I saw a Sorcerer Robe over on Masna Kinza's side. Our 2 runners, of course, Masna Kinsna and Scarcerer. Thank you for volunteering for the restream today.
Yeah, nice to see some divergence here. Love to see with the sparse 70 setting. It's actually kind of a risk to go to high dense locations because maybe those chests just don't have anything in them. We can see that only 2 of the back 4 in Watery Pass actually had goodies in them. Now, Icebrand's actually pretty nice to have, especially with Omnidextrous. You can pair it with a powerful weapon to get the Ice Elemental effect.
Yep. And from here, it looks like Maz is going to launch the hovercraft. That hook just does make that pretty attractive. Meanwhile, Rosa is up. That is not one of our characters that we're looking to get.
It is not. And of course, Tella is one, but our starting Tella does not count.
Does not know. Okay. Yeah, that will take care of the first one. There's the wall, Scar.
uh, I'd like to see that in aim with Rosa instead of a fight. Yeah, that's a problem. uh,
Desperately trying to get some swings in. Just did not pick up any weapons, unfortunately.
yeah, I think whatever he has is on Tella, so this is just not gonna work.
Yep, I think the double orbs absolutely took him out. But that's good knowledge. Rosa would be a nice character, but maybe a little bit more power before we get there.
Yeah, Rosa's probably second best character, with early Omnidextrous, Porum being the first, since she learns Berserk a little bit sooner.
Early Berserk is always great. I know we have our resident Sid fan, Elvin Sorrow, in chat, who will absolutely throw hands if you tell him anyone but Sid is the best character for Omnidextrous. But that's I hear you, Elvin. I can hear you screaming from here. All right.
Sid is a great character for Omnidextrous, especially early. He's not the best character though. I will let Elvin fight me on that one.
Meanwhile, we have a little bit of shopping. It looks like Scarcer is going to be checking out what's going on here in Cave Evelyn, do a little bit of shopping. Did find a flame whip for sale. Flame whip, interesting. It's got kind of an overall low cost, but it does have some interesting plus strength stats on it. So not a bad pickup for early game.
Yeah, the flame whips in general are just not great weapons. They're much better in Omnidextrous, so with the stat bonus on the flame whip or the dragon whip, paired with a high accuracy weapon, makes them much better. And then if they have any effects that you want to utilize.
And then we have Fusoya, our mop. So we have a group full of casters, which is
Yeah.
is just fantastic. And then Ogo Pogo for our fight here in Antlion Cave. This is luckily he's not punching terribly hard, but yes, not hitting and missing because it looks like our Sid just does not have enough hit to really get through.
So Tella's got a Drain Spear on, which will give him 1 attack multiplier with the penalties to attack and agility. So that means with the low accuracy of the Drain Spear, he's also going to miss a lot, even in the center slot. But the Drain Spear will at least heal Tella when he does hit. So hopefully we get a little bit lucky here. We shouldn't need to get too lucky to get through this, but so far it's not looking so good. Tella's just too slow. He's RA5 and Ogopogo's RA1 here. Yeah, this is a wipe, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's nice thinking because there's you want to try to control your agility. Agility anchoring is definitely a thing in free enterprise, but in the early game, really just making sure you can hit a boss, I think, is more important than controlling speed at any point in time.
Yeah, I think Masno Kinzo is probably just trying to put the strongest weapons on Tella to get through the fight as quickly as possible. Not realizing that the low accuracy of the Drain Spear would cause problems there. You can see it has 22% accuracy, which should, it should average with his other weapon, but it still can miss.
Meanwhile, Scarcer picking up his Fusoya and says, "Hey, we have a whole bunch of boss hunts. Maybe let's check out some of these out-of-the-way spots that we don't normally check."
Yep, with the boss hunts and Fusoya, you're incentivized to kill as many as you can, get his spells up and running. On Omnidex, Since we haven't found any great characters, Foo's probably the way to go here, but the fastest way through the seed is definitely to just pick up that Rosa and get Berserk, and then go from there. Alright, we got a Protect Ring from that Ogopogo in Antlion, so not a ton of help there. But great job to get through the fight from Masno Kinzo there. And remembering that Tela has exit, that's always a plus too.
Oh goodness, that was 3 blue robes in the watery cave. That was not even worth getting through. That is going to be our Fabul Gauntlet, which at that particular location, I mean, it's not a boss hunt that we're searching for in this particular seed, so don't necessarily need it. Glad to kind of see that one scratched off, though, I think.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to do that one. It actually is really unfortunate with this Fusoya start, because that means the good spells are just one more boss away.
Yeah, we're going to go this entire seed, and Fu's just never going to even get nuke. Oh, yeah. Tiara. I did not see when Maz was looting out Antlion see that Tiara. Tiara is, again, one of the best pieces of equipment that any of your black mages can equip. It has fantastic plus wisdom to it, and fantastic defenses associated with it. So normally only Rydia can equip it, but again, Omni, everyone, it's fair game.
Yeah, great for Fu in this seed. We can see
994. Oh my gosh.
Goes through
at 1,000 point HP.
Yeah. In this particular seed, the Tiara is kind of okay. It's a win game, so it's not like we're not gonna get to nuke or anything. But
no.
It's gonna make those Quakes a lot more powerful if we get them. Yeah, and this CPU, it's got to be Rosa with aim, because unless we have back row, there's just no way to get past that penalty to accuracy, and the low attack power here is really bad. Hopefully we get some good hits and we can get through this. Yeah, the back row glitch is on at least, so that's good.
Absolutely. Looks like we're slowly chipping away at this CPU over on Maz's side. In the meantime, Scar has said, you know what, I don't think I need that Rosa. I have a mop. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, the mop will get you through a lot of things, but if we're going to leave that Rosa and the Alt Gauntlet, that's 2 fewer bosses for Fusoya's spell list that we're leaving behind, which just makes that Rosa all the more tempting to pick up. You only need to do like 300 to 400 damage with that big bomb. And actually with the firebomb too, if Fusoya gets more HP, that'll be more effective too.
True. Question in chat is, what is the back row glitch? Great question. Every now and then we forget. We use terminology here in Free Enterprise and forget that we do have some new viewers, so thank you for asking. The back row glitch is an enabled glitch in this particular flag set, and is, to be frank, it's usually enabled. It's a very popular glitch in Free Enterprise. To summarize, there's always a front row and a back row. If you're in the back row, generally you take less damage when physical attacks hit you, but you also deal less damage physically unless you have a ranged weapon, like a bow, a boomerang, a whip. Dwarf axe is a very specific back row weapon as well. Now, the back row glitch in Final Fantasy IV is very simply this. If you at any point have a weapon that is capable of giving you full damage from the back row, one of those boomerangs, bows, whips, etc., it kind of enables you to be doing full damage from the back row, even if you unequip it at any point in the game. So it really just comes down to, in Omnidextrous in particular, find a whip or a boomerang, equip it with your character. In the menu, unequip it from your character. You're going to be doing full damage from the back row, even as you take less damage from physical attacks.
Yeah,
That's the
basically
back row glitch.
the way it works is there's a bit in the combat settings or the stats of each character called the long range bit, and if that bit gets set, the game actually never unsets it when you unequip equipment. So that's basically how it works. And with Omnidextrous, that means either the character's right hand needs to have a long range weapon, or so for example, we just put a whip on Tella's left hand there. That is not going to back row our characters. And same with Callum there. So from Masno Kins' side, that long range weapon has to be in the right hand, or the left hand without a weapon in the right hand for that long range bit to get set.
While we were explaining that, of course, we did see Wyvern in the Fabul defense spot, which is one of our boss hunts. The Mega Nuke is still turned on, so you have to have a way to address that Mega Nuke. In Scarcerer's case, he just had Food dodge it because with all the equipment we have dumped onto that Foo, his magic dodge was just that high.
Yeah, and that was pretty lucky because Witchburn is not on, so could have Star Veiled for some safety there, but just Food gonna dodge spells. And teledodge.
Well, and teledodged it. I mean, keep on going.
And we do have an hourglass from somewhere, and charm rods too. You could actually use that as an item to charm these dark imps, which might be useful. And we still have Stardust.
I think Maz keeps throwing that drain spear on without realizing the low accuracy is just crushing him.
Also, Maz also thinks he backrowed his characters and he did not.
I thought they were still standing in the front row though, weren't they?
No, they were all in the back row, I think. Weren't they? Yeah, they're all in the back row.
Okay.
So that's just a little bit unfortunate, not knowing the rules for Omnidextrous with ambidextrous characters like Edge. Rosa will be backrowed, but she's got arrows on. And with Omnidextrous, you always get the penalty to arrows with, I think it's an 80% penalty. So you only get 80% of the attack power that you would if the arrows were the right way around. But because all characters are ambidextrous, it's always the wrong way around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Jazer, it's a common misconception. In Omnidextrous specifically, because everyone is considered ambidextrous, it has to be
just like
the
Edge.
right hand. Yeah.
It's the same as Edge. If you have no weapon in the right hand and a long range compatible weapon in the left hand, you will set the long range bit. But that's the only scenario where that happens.
We do have another question that honestly, I just wing it whenever I hear it talked about, but explaining Mega Nuke rolls and dodges and how exactly that works, Plumeria, I think you're much more well versed in that than I am.
Yeah, so basically spells that deal damage get a multiplier. That multiplier is either based on the character's wisdom for black magic, summons, and ninjutsu, or their willpower for white magic. Monsters base this stat on just the generic magic stat that they have. At the Fabul defense spot, I believe there is no magic stat, so it's level adjusted. And Wyvern has low magic, and that's a very low level spot, so he probably only has 1 or 2 multipliers there. I believe it's 1. And so that means that for each multiplier, you have a chance, usually, there are some exceptions, to dodge a hit. So if the spell is... and that's based on your equipment and your magic stats. So you get a certain number of chances and a certain percentage for each chance to dodge. So it's a bit complicated, but basically, the better your gear and the better your magic stats, the more likely you will be to dodge a magic attack.
Yeah, this is vanilla Mylon, so we already have 1 scoop of vanilla for this seed, which does not happen terribly frequently.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's very complicated. I want to make sure that I explained it clearly because yeah, it's very very complicated. It's simple, but
Uh,
it's also hard to explain.
it's one of the. I think that summarizes free enterprise incredibly well. Like the surface level, just about anyone can pick up the game and play, and as long as you have a surface level knowledge of the game, you can get through it.
Yeah.
But the optimizations that you can do, and knowing the real minutia of how everything works, is you can get real in depth with some of it. I
Yeah,
do believe that's our second
yeah,
objective: defeat officer there.
yeah. That's Scarcer is making good progress here. Going up ordeals probably for the boss hunts. Definitely a good call.
Meanwhile, Maz is this is the Baron in fight, I believe.
The second fight.
Yeah, the second fight. Is doing recall strats on Tella, kind of out of gas otherwise.
Yeah, he's done some viruses and some ice ones. Uh, let's see, they should have 1,333 HP each. So, 2 or 3 viruses should have done it. But I guess that virus was just a lucky recall. That's right, because he doesn't have virus yet. Because Tella hasn't been to our deals.
Hey, those toads are, I mean, they're still only dealing 1 damage is the problem.
Yeah.
And Scarcer finds the double up on Mount Hob, so that's Odin and Officer both defeated. So we have 3 of the boss hunts already done.
Yeah, and another objective, if we can get through that hook route. Do you remember who the boss was at Ruby's spot?
I don't. That was so long ago. Chat, can someone help us out? Maybe
Maybe Steph
Pyramid.
our tracker?
Yeah.
Or Aaron Laura, our restreamer? And yeah, while we're waiting on that, don't forget to follow our runners and be sure to give shoutouts to our restream team. They're doing huge work behind the scenes, Aaron Laura and Step Pyramids. Yeah, this drain spear in the back row is brutal.
Yeah, it's hurting. It's painful.
Luckily, they don't have a ton of HP, so this is just a couple swings, and we're good.
It does look like Scarcer is now checking our, I call them mimic boxes, monster in a boxes.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole bunch of community names for them. So yeah, the Miabs do have potential objectives, and they are randomized. So in this particular case, we don't have the tower key, or we don't have the earth crystal, but we're going to go ahead and dive in here, get this particular monster box.
Yeah.
Hoping that we can get this magma key.
Well, you know what else, though? We can also check the boss while we're up here. Especially since Flame Dog has been buried pretty deep.
Might as well. I mean, we're looking at... and Maz does get through that.
Excellent.
What would it... I mean, if this is the Kenyatso fight up here at this one boss fight, I might lose myself a little bit.
Oh, we just need the Earth Crystal, right? Oh, well, that's pretty good. That's an interesting spot for that.
That's real spicy. And hey, that's a character check.
Exactly.
as well. Oh gosh, and we still have 3 character checks on the board. I think I'm immediately diving that.
Yeah, I go check the character for sure. I'm not looking to find Kainatsu though. Not on the moon.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Just Ashura. So we can still defeat it for the spells. This is a spicy Ashura though.
This can be a real rough Ashura.
Yeah, going for
For
the
sure.
Fire 3 over the virus is probably the smart play. Should take 2 of these if we can get the next one out before she heals herself. That's the question, though. Nope.
No, yeah. The to me the most annoying thing about Asura is that if you do not get something off immediately, if you're trying to life lock her, you have to rotate her through all of her heads, and that's just tough.
Yeah, I mean, we could do this double Star Veil and then bounce the Fire 3s off the wall that we set up. That'd probably be the best thing to do. And the reason I suggest the Star Veil is because the Star Veil lasts longer than a regular wall spell.
Yep. So the Staleman check actually is in one of the pots in Ebland Cave, so kind of a different background than we normally see from them.
Yeah, and this is actually he's set up nicely because he does have Tela at 1 agility, so his characters won't be able to be put to sleep. And if Tela does hit with that Ice Brand Drain combo, it should deal quite a bit of damage. And Skyser gets through Ashura, but unfortunately, no good spells. He's going to peek the character that's Cecil. It's not on the list, but nice to know. And yeah, Aaron Laura pointing out Mom Bomb is the second fight in Dwarf Castle. And yeah, those pots are... I think one of the NPCs in the room will mention that... but he said something about the possibility of a fight being there.
All of the NPCs, I think, in the entire game have had their dialogue rewritten to be something free enterprise related. So it's always worth, if you haven't just taken some time in a not race seed, just go through and talk to the NPCs. A lot of them have either useful information or are just being, a member of the community and being sarcastic.
Todd smells. Pretty good loot in Eblin Cave. I'm really just hoping we find like a full moon or something that Masno Kinza wants to just put on his characters so that he can back row them properly.
All right, so chat, I'm going to ask everyone a question. What character are you hoping to see up on the moon? Are you hoping to see one of our objectives, Telesid Edward, or do you want something else, something a little spicier, something a little different? Do you want the pain to continue?
I'd like to see another Rosa so that we don't want to get an objective here.
I hate to tell you, Yang Gang, but Yang is not available in Mom Spaghetti Series simply because the way omnidextrous equipment works, Yang becomes the worst character, and I didn't want there to be something that was so bad that no one would pick it. So Yang is not appearing in this seed, but it is a Tela. It is an objective.
Well, we actually know all of the characters that could be in the seed because it is Distinct 7. So in addition to the party that we have, we've got Sid, Edward, and we saw Cecil in Zot. So we know all the possible characters that are out there. But more importantly, that Tella is our third objective for Scarcer.
Fourth objective. Remember, we had the defeat officer that was
Oh, that's
also
right.
on.
Objective.
So,
Yep.
so we are one objective away. Well, I mean, no, we're in go mode. We just now
Yeah.
have to get underground to the super cannon room.
Yeah, I'd probably stop by the Eblin Castle first and just kind of see if maybe we can't pick up a key item like the Earth Crystal would give us a much quicker go mode.
So with the pink tail, and I tend to do that as well. At worst case, it'll help with levels with getting through everything.
Answer a question in chat. Kainatsu is not very rude at King Queen. The waves will do about 300 to 450 damage there. He's fast though, so if you're not anchored properly, you might have some trouble. And these Artemis arrows. Oh, pretty
I think
sure.
those are iron arrows. Yeah, we have the Artemis arrows. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just equip those. That wyvern will go down real quick. Yeah, the big problem with Kainatsu at King Queen would be if it punches your melee character, but you just go back in and hope for better luck.
Yeah,
Or
that's
whoever's doing damage.
it's not often that you have to kind of sit back and re-roll an attempt per se in free enterprise, but that would certainly be one of those.
I didn't realize we could get duplicate characters here, but there we go. We've got.
Yep. We can get dupes. And interestingly, two Palums are still able to cast Twin.
Yeah, it's one of the best things about having two Palums in the early game. And then you get two Quakes later. But we see we only have enough to cast one stone here. That is true until you give Porum the tiara, and then she's actually better for like 5 levels.
Oh, Honeydew. First seed you ever played in your life had Kenyatso at Ruby and Dark Knight Cecil at Leviathan with Bino Freon. Kenyatso at Ruby spot, if you are not prepared for it properly, can be rough. But if you set everything up and get a good rhythm going, have a couple of folks zerked up so you have some consistent damage going out and just have a good rhythm going out so you have a Thor Rage thrower just at the right time, you can get through it.
This is the I'm not super confident about Scarcer's chances here. He's got good defense though, so as long as this isn't a magic-based enemy, we'll probably get through it. His Fu has no MP and he can't resurrect anyone.
Whew. Okay, so he threw Flame Whip and Earth Hammer on, so he's both kind of low. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're fine.
The laser might hurt, but it shouldn't do enough damage to be a problem. And he's got enough defense that physical attacks don't matter. Yeah, setting up the agility better is good.
Yeah, and with that Earth Hammer, I believe Luge is weak to the hammer, right?
Okay, so Balnab and Lugeborg are weak to our machines, but Dr. Luge and Balnab Z are not machines. So yes and no. It's 50% of the fight.
It all makes sense.
So Belknap's going to explode. I think Scarcer, I think you were fine there, buddy. There should be
Maybe
splitting
not for the
here.
follow-up. Yeah.
Well, but the Earth Hammer should one-shot Lugaborg. It shouldn't be an issue.
See, and this is the point that I really wanted to design the mom spaghetti flag sets around, where you know you're in go mode, you're probably under leveled, you're probably under geared, you're not in great shape, but you feel like you can't back out to like find cabins or heal up the party or get ready. You feel like you have to charge forward because
Yeah.
you know it's like I'm in go mode. I can't waste any time because my opponent's probably also already almost done.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to... Oh, he's got the life staff. That's huge. And I like to see Masno just kind of going through bosses, powering up that Fusoya. Every boss that he kills is going to make the next fight that much easier. And then he can go back to where he needs to go and get these objectives cleaned up. Life 2 is a good spell, but I don't know that it matters here, just because of how much HP
Right.
Muge's gonna attack for. At least the poison won't do much damage.
Well, and we turn around and almost immediately get a full heal. So, what I can see happening is Scarcerer turning around and going to save. So, have a little bit of a disco
Yeah.
remix if you have full effects turned on.
Depends on the next boss, because since we don't know what it is, but Scarcerer should know. Oh yeah, we go
Oh,
back and save, yeah.
is that's either a vanilla ruby or it's a quarter leg?
Yeah, both we should be able to defeat fairly easily. I still would probably save though, because this is the glare doesn't mess around. We're probably not going to get this Ice 3 off. Oh, so we're going for a virus. That makes sense. Yeah, that glare is going to one-shot pretty much everyone unless we have fire resistance. And the physical attacks are quite strong. This is where Telek actually comes in real handy with Blink. And direct fire attacks result in a counterattack from Rubicant that lifes your entire party, which is actually really nice for this fight. So I think Scarcer is fine here. As long as his Firecaster doesn't go down.
Yeah, Fusoya still dodged it.
But we do have to do like 5 of these lit 3s.
Yeah, it's not great.
If we could time an Ice 3, that'd be convenient. But it's not. It's probably not worth trying to time it. And tell us trying.
Hey, as long as you keep trying, bud.
And yeah, Masno getting to the officers for objective number 1. Nice use of Twin here. Should get rid of these soldiers and get through the fight quickly.
Hey, one free fits. Thanks for the raid over here to Free Enterprise. This is going to be the first objective for Maz over
Oh,
here.
Gusper is
Fourth,
in trouble.
yeah, he's a little bit punchy here, isn't he?
I think Ruby's almost dead. This lit 3 might kill, but if it doesn't, the glare is probably game over. Eek.
Oh no. He didn't
Oh, he
save
didn't
either, did
save.
he? Ah!
That's frustrating. Oh, I feel so bad for Scarcer right now. He had a
We've
great
all been there.
strategy,
We
and
have all been there too, though.
sometimes the board AI just doesn't cooperate. Yeah, we've all been there trying to take on a difficult fight that we're probably a little under leveled for, and it just goes south. Um, if we have an ice weapon, I think that's probably the way to go. We go for
Where
blink.
where was that ice brand that I've seen Maz swinging around?
I think that was from Watery Pass. I don't know if Scarsora picked one up or not, because he did not go to Watery Pass. And I haven't really seen Scar's inventory here. I don't see any ice weapons. So yeah, that's actually a small problem. But I think if we just blink everyone, then it's just Flare that we have to worry about. And then we can life up. We've got the life staff, we've got fire spells galore, and then we can just re-blink. And that should work out. The other thing we can do is bluff up Palom with Virus. I think both of our Paloms have Virus by now. And if not, well, just the one should be good enough.
Yeah, I think only one of them might have it, looking at their HP totals.
And yeah, Maznokin's probably gonna catch up here in just a little bit. That darkness is a bit of a wild card if he doesn't go up to the moon, but maybe he goes to Eblin Castle. There might be a key item in there, and maybe that's the variance he needs to get back into this race.
It would be something different to see. I mean, and it's not uncommon in Mom Spaghetti Seeds to see divergence in people who run the seed and complete two different sets of objectives. So, I mean, you never know.
Mm-hmm. This virus should take out Wyvern very easily.
All right, so Maz does get through that Wyvern, so that is 3 objectives now for
Yeah.
Maz.
And a third virus caster that isn't Tella. Although Tella can actually be pretty good in Omnidex thanks to, being able to equip everything. You can buff up his wisdom pretty decently.
Yeah, the main difference between the two parties right now, Maz has a Rosa versus Scarswer, who has his second Tella. I think
Yeah,
the levels are pretty close.
Rosa's not doing much right now, but she is there. And yeah, here we go. Okay, nope, not gonna do Eblin Castle. I wonder. Hopefully, Masno Kinza knows that K Mayab is on. But he might not. This is Well, he did try to take on the Stalemen though, so I don't know. Might just be trying to get through here and hope, figuring that maybe Scarsor did Eblin Castle, and since he hasn't finished yet, there's nothing there.
That's not a bad read, and
Mhm.
certainly something that you can do in the meta of free enterprise running. If you know you feel behind, you got to cut something.
Yep.
And sometimes cutting, the low hanging fruit there makes sense.
And yeah, if Kainatsu is at the cannon room, or even if it's the Earth Crystal, which is super easy to go open the treasury for a double objective, that could also bring him back into the race. Did Scarsor go save? I don't think he went and saved.
No, he didn't go save a second time. I mean,
Oh, he's just going for
okay.
the Silk Web, though. So we're going to slow down this Ruby a little bit. I would go with Lit 3 here. It's 3 times more powerful than Virus. And, of course... Oh, he put fire resistance on Fusoya, though. That's gonna make the difference.
That's going to make a pretty big difference, yeah.
Yeah.
Silk Web, good. Explain agility in 10 words or less, yeah. And Silk Web is worth 2 slow casts, and any given enemy can have up to 3 slow casts on them, correct?
No. It's
Okay.
It's all right. So it's actually a speed modifier. The default speed modifier is 16. When you cast slow, it goes up to 24. So you're 25%. Wait, hold on. 2 slows makes you 50%. No. 2 slows makes you twice as slow. That's right. So you go from 16 to 24, so you're 50% slower. And then the second slow makes you 100% slower. So the Silk Web gives you all 16 in one go. And then in the opposite direction, the fast spell reduces your speed modifier by 3, and it can go as low as 12. So you need 2 fasts to get the maximum. This is really only relevant for Plague, who casts fast on your party. And if you're trying to reflect the count spell on him. Did that make sense?
It did. I'm trying to double check Maz. I hope Maz didn't just reset out of his Wyvern kill.
Did he save after Shabul?
I don't recall if he saved after Fabul or before. Either way, he's doing Eblin checks now.
All right, Elvin. Let me try it this way. Agility determines your relative agility. Low relative agility is fast. How's that? Is that 10 words? Well, even though his team has full health, I think he had just done ordeals. So he would have had full health either way. So I don't think that will determine... what was the reward from Fable? Do we remember?
Life staff.
Okay, so if he has a life staff, that will tell us.
Mr. Bus Driver, that's the best one. Agi is math and therefore witchcraft. Agility manipulation by itself is complete black magic and witchcraftery. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Well, Scarsor has got this down to dying in 3 glares, I believe, depending on dodges. And the Rubicant goes down. So there we go. We did it. Persistence has paid off. And a little bit of smart. Or you can just go to Evelyn Castle, I guess. and get the magma key.
Oh my gosh!
Yep, that'll happen sometimes.
Oh, that tickled me.
Yeah, this is very much Scarcer's race to lose, but that is hilarious.
Yeah, he still has that Tella. So if it does happen to be like Kenyatso at the tower key spot, because both runners do have the tower key, they do know that's an objective. So Maz is not that far behind. It is the Darkness Crystal, which is from the Flame Dog check, where he got his Tella. I'm sorry if I blew anyone's ears out, by the way, with my cackling hilariously. I'm sorry about that.
That was such a juxtaposition. I mean, that's free enterprise in a nutshell, right there.
That was Pan as well,
Yeah.
so more key items.
I mean, that could be another path to go mode here. I think we did two of the chests.
Yep, we did 2 of the chests, and that's enough for at least Maz to say, "Hey, I want to save, and maybe this is enough."
Yeah, maybe you get a sand ruby. You could maybe finish at dwarf. Maybe the character there is Sid or Edward, or even Pella still. But Scarcer just has to defeat whatever's in here. What do we think? What could be challenging here? Anything? I don't think so.
I'm hoping for a laughing man. I'm hoping for Mr.
That would
Golbez
take the most
himself.
time. It's just elements. Literally free. Just waiting for Millen there to set his resistances. I don't think we needed to, but for safety. And that's the fight. So GG to Scarcerer. Great job running this Mom Spaghetti Seed. That hook rock gave him some challenges, but he persevered and got through it. That was very impressive.
He did get through it. So GG's to Scarcer does win. The play of the game really was that Flame Dog check, I believe, because that's pretty significant.
Yeah, that gave him the 5th objective. That, quite frankly, who knows where any of the other objectives are? We haven't seen them yet.
And big shout out to Maz, persevering and still finding other ways to get around the seed.
Yeah.
I don't think his time is going to be that much worse than Scarcer's, just from poking around and keeping poking the seed in different spots. So still kudos to you, Maz.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got tons of key items here, tons of places to check. I'm quite certain there's going to be something good here. And we are joined by Scar. How are you doing, Scar?
I'm all right.
How was that hook route?
Yes.
All right, follow-up question. Do you want to know what was in Eblin Castle?
I'm going to guess the Pan, the Legend Sword, and
we
the
don't
Zonk.
know about that. The Magma Key.
I figured.
But that was really great work getting through that Rubicon, though. Like, that was such a hard fight, and I knew it was gonna be trouble. I thought you had a really good setup with the life counters from Ruby there, but you just kind of ran out of turns, I think.
No, I threw it away at some point. I wanted to cast more damaging spells, and I shouldn't have. I should have just stuck to my guns of, if not Fu, then Fire One.
Yeah, it was a good strategy. And unfortunately, Fu didn't have your elemental resist gear.
Well, that was on me for not like looking for a cabin or not healing on the way down.
Yeah, the Luge fight was challenging too. And then when you didn't save, we were a little worried, but I mean, I thought you were gonna pull it out, so I became less worried.
What was going through your mind after that death? For when you saw that there wasn't a save, and you had to redo the Luge fight.
It was whatever. The trick was. I should have remembered that I didn't save because I didn't go back and save.
Well,
I also forgot it was Ruby.
Oh, okay, so you didn't know. You didn't know. We didn't pay attention.
Well, I
to
didn't
the
know
fight
it
either.
was. I didn't know it was Element. I didn't know it wasn't Elements because Elements wasn't on the overworld.
Gotcha.
I just, coming down the hook route, didn't know. Hey, Pan. I'm seeing it in my spoiler log now. Pan is in at Bland. I was half right. Oh, Pinktail. From the if I hadn't gone to the moon, I still would have had go mode. Nice. Pinktail from the Tower Key.
Interesting.
First crystal at top of tower. And it was Mylon C that might have been quicker. No, it wouldn't have. Well, not going to the moon might have been quicker. And then I don't know.
The darkness crystal is pretty quick, I think. With Fusoya and the boss check, that made a lot of sense to me. I like that play.
This would be a fun thing about it. This would be a fun flag set to turn spoiler logs on for and try and do like routing regatta with.
Yeah, these seeds would be really quick with the spoiler log.
Yeah, it's like
it'd be interesting to see the difference.
Probably have shaved off 5 minutes by just healing beforehand.
Yeah, or just grabbing.
Well,
or just
help me out because with the
going and casting stone and Eblin.
So with the spoiler log, do you get an idea of what? Okay, is it just the key item locations, or is it like do you get locations of the bosses? Do you get locations of all the equipment?
You can spoil everything with the spoiler logs. So you know what each box has, where each boss is, where each character is, what each key item gives, what each quest gives.
Yeah, it's all configurable on the website.
Okay, so because I think it would be interesting to do that, but not let you know where all the what treasures are located. Like, okay, here's where the bosses are, here's where the key items are, but you're going to need a minimum amount of power to get through X, Y, and Z. You still got to figure that part out.
Yeah, you can do a partial spoiler log in that case. You can just spoil key items that way, or quest rewards, or characters.
Mom Spaghetti round 3, anyone? Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe that'll give you some ideas for the next one.
Or maybe it's a full spoiler log, but but only for the live races, so you only get the 10-15 minutes between the seed rolling and the gate dropping to figure things out. Or you're losing time to somebody who, did Control F Excalibur and made that their objective. Or Control F Crystal and when looking for a crystal armor and a crystal sword. Because that crystal armor was huge.
Yeah, that helped you not worry about Ruby's physical attacks there.
Yep, and if I just remember to swap... Is Protect Ring or Dragoon armor?
I believe it was Protect
Ring. Well, I used the Protect Ring, but I also had a Dragoon armor in my inventory.
Ah.
Oh, the Dragoon armor has more physical defense.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So I could have... So, ideally, I would have went for the Dragoon armor in case of crits. because there's not too much of a drop off in the magic defense, and with all the plus wisdom from the other gear, I wasn't particularly worried about my magic defense because I knew I had an extra roll.
And Maz is just finishing off the tower. He does not have the darkness crystal, so this is only his 4th objective complete. We'll see if he just walks this out, or I imagine he'll probably go to top a tower because he's still looking for that final objective.
Yeah,
he's in go mode either way.
Boxes, so
If he goes all the way to if he goes and beats that mile on Z, he's in go mode.
yeah, Scarcer, do you want to fill us in on the return of community races?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some restream. I'm gonna figure out a time with the community. So if you all are interested in community races, go into the community races channel in Discord and tell me, hey, this is a time that works for me.
And what will we be featuring?
We'll be featuring our Highway to the Zima Zone 6 flag set, because that's the upcoming tournament, Highway to the Zima Zone 6.
Yeah, so this will be great practice, whether you're restreamed or not. It's a great opportunity to learn and compare routes, compare strategies, compare skill levels, and it's all very, very fun, very casual, very open to everybody. If you're a newbie, you should not be scared to participate. We're all here to have fun. We all love free enterprise. So
yeah, and if our community races end up at a time slot that isn't quite for you, we still have the on-ramp to the Zima Zone. It's an async club with the same flag set.
Yeah, we're doing one of those
every week. One a week. There's a race spot event for it, so you can keep track of your points, or not keep track of your points and point steal. That's something people have fun with. I remember Possum, when he was around, was point stealing Possum Orpheus, because he would play a bunch of these asyncs, finish in like first or second, but not join the club. So you don't have to join the club to join the races. You don't have to join the races to join the club. You don't have to join. You should join. It's fun.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work for you either, there have been pickup races going every night this week.
Yeah.
So just pop into pickup races, have a look around, put some eyes up in the chat, and see if anyone's around. If you don't like the ZZ6 flag set, maybe someone will be up for something different as a change of pace, or just for fun.
Oh, and Maz just picked up the pink tail, so we'll be getting ready to turn that in. Scar, can you tell us a little bit about the flags themselves for ZZ6?
ZZ6 is a return to the competitive form. We've got the good old T Pro S Pro, and we have Sea Hero, No Curse. That's sort of our core. Is the treasures are kind of wonky, and though we do have the new Min Tier 3 flag. So you're not gonna get any junk in your boxes. No money boxes. No life potions or tents in boxes, so you still have to go shopping for that.
And Sea Hero, of course.
And it's Sea Hero, so you're stuck with your starting character. Your starting character determines your agility, which has sort of the added wrinkle that your less accurate melee characters are a little more viable because you can stick them in the middle. The axes. It is a flag set for axes, I think.
There are so many axes. Oh my gosh.
Yep. I mean, the ogre axe is the ogre axe and the poison axe are perfectly viable Zeromus weapons. It might take a little while longer, but if you've got either a huge stack of Cure 3s or Cure 4 and a white mage, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
But I see that Maz is finished.
Yeah,
and
GG's to Maz.
GG's to them. On that note, I will dip out so they have an opportunity for their interview. Thank y'all again for putting on the show, for waking up early on a Saturday to come talk about people playing a 30-year-old video game for about an hour.
Hey, thanks for showing off your skills. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, have a good afternoon, y'all.
You too. All right, while we wait to see if Maz is interested in an interview, Vitasia, any other thoughts?
Well, I do want to give one shout out to, of course, the team behind the scenes, to you, Plumeri Knight, my wonderful co-commentator, Aaron Lore, our restreamer, and also Step Pyramid, who this was kind of light work today, as Mom Spaghetti seeds go. But thank you to everyone in the broadcast team for putting on a show today. If you're over on our Discord and this is something that interests you, we are looking for volunteers to jump into the booth with us, tracking, restreaming, and of course commentary, not only for the community club races, but also for the tournament as it's coming up. So if that's something that interests you, go on over and join us in Discord. You should join us in Discord anyway. But also start asking around. Be like, hey, I'd like to join the Restream team. How do I do that? Would love to have some new smiley faces for the tournament coming up.
Yeah, that would be really great. We're looking for new members, so give us hop by the Discord and check it out. Meanwhile, I'm sorry, I can't speak right now.
Maznakinza.
Thank you. GG's. Looks like you might be muted there.
We see you trying to light up. We know you're working on it. It's fine.
Sometimes giving Discord a refresh will fix the problem.
Yeah, it happens every now and then. Not a problem.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Welcome
Hey,
in.
there we go.
I didn't have my mic settings right.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes that'll happen, especially with Discord. GG's on the race. That was a really well-run finish there. Only 11 minutes behind Scarcer, who is a really phenomenal runner. So I can't stress this enough. You played a really great race.
I tried. It was a rough start, though. I had terrible accuracy with the weapons I had equipped.
Oh yeah, the Drain Spear. That is notorious. 22% accuracy. One thing, I'm not sure if you noticed, but you tried to back row your characters.
Yeah.
You put those weapons in the left hand, and with the ambidextrous characters, they actually need to be in the right hand to set that long range bit.
Really? Wow.
Mhm.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, so that's just you had the right idea, and now you'll be able to fully implement that knowledge.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. So what'd you think about the seed?
Oh, I was definitely in panic mode from the start. Got the mages and didn't really get weapons I was looking for.
Yeah, the max tier 6 didn't really get to tier 6, did it?
Not really, no.
But even with
Go ahead, Vitasia.
I was gonna say, even with what weapons you had, it was oops all mages at the same time, so you weren't even getting a whole lot of multipliers there.
Right.
The monster boxes were really key to this seed.
Yeah, the real standout here is doing those Eblin traps, which it was looking like a hook seed, and honestly, Scarcer dodged the monster boxes in Eblin, so he had to take the hook route the whole way. You pulled the magma key out, so you got to dodge what was otherwise a pretty rude vanilla Rubicante at
Right.
that
Okay.
spot.
Yeah, and Dr. Luge at King Queen was not a pushover either.
And then
Yeah,
the
that makes a
darkness
lot of
crystal.
sense then.
Yeah, and to turn around, it's interesting because you got the pink tail from doing the cannon room, but the darkness crystal was located in the flame dog chest, which gave us Artella, which is one of the character checks, the only character check that actually ended up paying off. So it was kind of a balance between those two, but ended up. I think certainly you got the better end of the deal in terms of how much work you had to do.
Right. I just got lucky.
I would.
That's Mom's Spaghetti Club, man.
Yeah, I mean, luck is the main point of free enterprise. That's why we randomize things so that sometimes the rando's kind, sometimes it's not. And you did really well with working with what you had, and I really liked your strategy of like when you were kind of struggling in the mid game, you took a step back and you went and killed some bosses so that you could power up your Fusoya, and I thought that was a really really clever thing to do. 'Cause it really got you back into the race, and instead of beating your head on something over and over again, you were able to make progress, and that was really smart.
Well, thank you.
Hmm.
In the meantime, do you have any other closing thoughts here for not only this particular seed, but the community club or club season as a whole? This is it. We're wrapping up club season.
Well, I've been having a lot of fun running these mom spaghetti seeds. They're probably the only ones I've done particularly well at.
Well, we've loved having you in the club, Maz, and hope to see you moving forward here in ZZ6 as we get going into tourney season.
Well, thank you and the rest of the team. It was fun, even though I was struggling.
GG's, Maz.
GG once again.
And with that, I don't know, Plumeria. This wraps up club season 2024. You get to shake things off a little bit, get loose. It's tourney season now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and I am super excited for the tournament that's coming up. Get your practice in, and if you don't like the flags, you can still watch. You can still be part of the restream team. Come hang out and discuss the flags. It's a great, fun time.
Absolutely. Be sure to join us over on our Discord for all things free enterprise. For the tournament, for the warm up to the tournament, for everything else. In the meantime, we are going to raid community member Commander Leonhardt, who is running some practice as well. For all of us here at Free Enterprise, have a great rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you at the next race.
Bye, y'all.